is there a microphone that you would recommend that people, if they're just getting started, what would you recommend for people?
Yeah, everyone seems to really appreciate and enjoy that Audio Technica. I can't remember what the model number is, but it's like this gray handheld with a switch. It's like dirt cheap, even cheaper if you get it used. And usually people that sell, depending on where you buy, but usually people that sell audio gear take good care of it if you know where to look. Like if you go on audio reselling kind of marketplaces. But that is a great entry level one. Again, if you position it properly and you're not set up in a big old cave, then you're great. You'll sound really good. If you want to go a little level higher, I always like the SM58 because it's built like a tank. You can find one for like 50 used, 100 new, and again, that thing, like there are plenty of podcasts that I listen to that sound really good that they just have a pair of those, like one for each host, and then they're done. That's it. It's like a very minimal, not minimal, but like a very inexpensive setup, and it sounds fantastic. So those are really good entry points that I like to recommend.
And what would you, I'm going to run through like my list of things.
Go for it. Go
What
for
would
it.
you recommend for editing, right? Someone is never edited before. They're looking to give it a try. They don't want to spend a ton of money. What would you recommend they do?
Yeah, I think it's important, and this is maybe not the answer for everybody, but I think if someone is wondering whether or not they should have an editor, they should try it because they need to understand what actually goes into editing a podcast episode. Because a lot of people have this misconception like, oh, I'm gonna hire an editor and I'm gonna get them for like, $15 an hour. And it's like, that's great. But sometimes, um, you know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And so like you have this misconception of like, oh, I'll get them for dirt cheap. And then it turns out that it's actually more than you thought because there's a lot of work. So if you can do a couple episodes yourself, you'll have that understanding of like, this is the level of work and like the level of quality that I need. And honestly, like if you got a Mac, go GarageBand. If you don't, try Audacity. It's not the prettiest, but it works and it's free, right? I know a lot of people like Hindenburg. I haven't personally tried it, but I know that's kind of that mid-level editing software that a lot of people like to use, especially in like journalism. But yeah, I mean, this is a whole podcast series worth like what software to use. But the reality is there's a lot of free, good software out there that you can sometimes just already have on your machine potentially. so
Yeah,
so there's
yeah.
even really, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I use Audacity. Sometimes it
Mhm.
really, well, I use Adobe Premiere. So it's a video
Yeah,
editing
right.
platform. And I usually edit some video and then we'll just take the audio file and do the same things that you would do. You
Yeah,
can do
for
both
sure.
in in
Mhm.
Adobe Premiere. Not Audacity. Audition is something a lot of people like as well, but that's also, I mean, you could buy it off of the Adobe Cloud. I think it's like $20 a month or something,
Yep.
which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Um, if you want to invest that and you want to learn that, but there is a lot more capabilities with Adobe Premiere, Adobe Audition
Yeah.
than with Audacity. But Audacity works. It does
100%.
its job.
It works and it works really well. And actually, I can't remember if it is open source or if it was open source or what, but basically it's like really old and really well kind of ironed out at this point. So yeah, it works like a charm, built like a tank. Um, and if you want like a bare bones editor or even just like recording software, it's perfect for that, right?
Yeah. Have you tried Reaper? Just curious.
So I tried Reaper a long time ago when it was still free, but I tried it for music production. I haven't really tried it in a little while. I know they changed quite a bit. I know they're like really powerful now. Like they really run it through kind of the paces of making it a full-fledged sort of production software. But I haven't. I use Pro Tools, which is uh, kind of overkill, but I really, really enjoy the editing interface. I think it makes it really easy for me to do whatever I need to do. Um, and I'm just used to it at this point. so,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I really like it. But yeah, that is kind of the like. There's no reason any new podcaster should ever be thinking about trying Pro Tools, because it is going to make you not want to do podcasts because
Okay.
it's a hard software to learn. So it's just going to be a big learning curve. And that's, not to say that you're not going to enjoy podcasting, but like once you dive into that, if you've never tried it before, it's going to be intimidating.